Well, good afternoon, everyone. So, there's a lot of talk about robotics nowadays, as you know, and I can bet here that when most of you think about robotics, you're thinking of the same things. When you think of robotics, you're probably thinking of something like this, or maybe like that. When you think about home robotics, you're thinking, of course, about this. Some of you, especially in this building, are thinking about this. Or maybe you're thinking about that. And when you're thinking about IoT, the Internet of Things, such a hot topic, you're thinking about this, or maybe that. Now, these are all great ideas, but none of this is going to solve one of the biggest challenges that the world is facing. And that is the challenge that we are just running out of space. There's millions and millions of people moving to the same cities, and the infrastructure cannot keep up. And this is based on a very old paradigm for space. That idea that a square footage equals functionality, meaning the more square footage you have, the more functionality you have. And that is totally, totally wrong. And that's something that starting at the Media Lab a few years ago, we tried to prove. And we started to look at the idea of what would happen if furniture architecture had superpowers. What if beds, tables, closets, walls, ceilings could transform to adapt to our activities? They could transform with the most effortless, magical ways, with a finger touch, your voice, or a mobile phone operation. What if spaces could adapt to us instead of us adapting to them? Now, let's make it a bit more practical. The company that my team and I founded out of MIT created a first product. And it created it thinking in these new terms of thinking about spaces. So we started looking at studio apartments. Big problem in New York, San Francisco, Hong Kong, Shanghai, super expensive spaces. Some of you guys may remember the studio apartment from Sex and the City in New York. And for those that remember that studio, let me disappoint you. The typical studio apartment in New York nowadays looks much more like this. And if you're living in one of these studio apartments, you're probably having a few issues. The first one is lack of division of space. Good luck trying to live with your partner in a space like this, because there's no way to have two activities at the same time. Storage is a big issue too. No enough space for physical stuff. And also the other issue is the damn bed always on the way. That makes this space feel like a bedroom. It never makes it feel like a living room, dining room, or an entertainment center. So we started thinking about how we could apply robotics to this. So think about how a space could give you a bedroom on demand. What if that bedroom could change to a walk-in closet on demand when you need it? What if that secondary space could just disappear and make a bigger living room? What if all of this could happen, as I said before, with the most effortless and magical interactions, so that the space really understands what's going on? Of course, a render is very easy. We took it to the next level. And we started thinking about how we could develop these systems that could go into real apartments. This space right here is about 150 to 200 square feet, really tiny. So try to picture you and your partner trying to live in a space like this. You need a bed, you need a closet, you need a couch. There's just no space. So think about how the space could really adapt to those activities and how everything happens with that voice control, with that finger touch, or any other new IoT application. Of course, we went through alpha testing, beta testing, safety certifications. I can guarantee that my injury is not because of one of these systems. I'm a soccer player, so we went through all the UL certifications, and we just launched production a month ago, which takes us to the next level, that you can now go to New York, you can now go to Vancouver, you can go to Chicago, you can go to Miami and other cities in the US and Canada, and you can start living in these apartments. So my hope is that when you think about robotics from now on, you not only think about all those cool ideas we showed at the beginning, but you also think Ori. Thank you.